Okay, so this is group 7 business idea presentation. So I will start from decision process. So we brainstormed 4 to 5 ideas each. That was homework, and then we presented. Afterwards, we discussed about the ideas presented. Like we made brief comments and some critics asked questions if there was any. We both include the positive comments as well as the critics, because as we learn from the readings, it's important to have both to enhance and develop the idea even more. And then lastly, we voted on the top 5 ideas we liked.
So the first idea we settled on is what we called rent a toy. So the background behind this idea is that tons of money is spent on children's toys each year. A study from 2019 said that in the US around $300 is spent just on children's toys each year. And if you've ever been around kids, or if you have kids, you know that kids burn out on their toys really quickly. So all this money is invested into children's toys just for kids to potentially play with them 2 or 3 times, then never touch them again. So our idea was to provide a service where parents could rent toys for their children. So we would provide different packages of toys, and the parents could rent them, the children could play with them. So we would deliver the toys, and then the children play with them for 2-3 weeks. We didn't necessarily specify a specific amount of time, but then once the children inevitably burn out on these toys, we can then pick them up, and the parent could then rent different toys for their kids to play with. So this will keep the kids satisfied and allow them to experience a greater variety of toys.
Our second business idea is a somewhat of a parking app, which shows you the number of open spots in a parking lot. And we found this problem by just attending the University of Utah, where the parking spots are very limited, and you waste a lot of time during before class when to schedule time management, and so you can be on time to class by just looking for spots. And sometimes you might be unlucky and not even be in the closest parking lot to your classroom, so you might need to take another one. And therefore we want to have like either cameras or sensors to count the parking spots, which will show in the parking app, and which will help not only students but also teachers to be on time to class and have the full time during class to lecture or study.
Okay, so our third idea is a carpooling app for skiers. And this kind of came about because a lot of people drive up to resorts by themselves. I snowboard all the time, and sometimes it's really hard to figure out, times where I can drive up with people that I know or my friends. So I end up just driving by myself. So this would be similar to Uber, but it's far less of a cost to get more people to drive together. The riders would pay a small fee to cover the cost of gas as well as a cleaning fee, because obviously if you're driving around more people, especially with skis and snowboards, your car is going to get dirty. So that would be included, and just a small little fee just to incentivize the driver to get on the app and be excited about doing it. It would have the driver's ratings and number of rides listed. That way you'd know you're safe driving up with whoever you choose. And also the driver would be able to go on the app and schedule ahead when they're leaving. That way people can go on and join their ride in advance. All in all, this would reduce car emissions. It would save money who would be for those who would be driving up alone, and frees up a lot of parking at resorts, especially with them getting more and more crowded every day. And you spend no time waiting for the bus. And this is especially helpful, at resorts like Brighton, I know right now requires 3 or more people to be in the car if you're up there anyways. And so, this allows more people to go hit the good pow day or go and park in those close up lots that they wouldn't be able to anyways.
Golf is a fun sport, but can be extremely frustrating for people who are just getting into it. Even frequent and professional golfers sometimes find it hard to hit the ball well and where they want it to go. I personally have felt the frustrations of hitting an expensive ball into the water or out of bounds where it cannot be found. It is very easy to hit a ball into the bushes, water, out of bounds, or just not even be able to find it. Golf is already an expensive sport as is. The average nice golf ball can be anywhere from $2.50 to $4 per ball. Rather than just constantly buying new and expensive golf balls, our alternative is to install golf ball gumball machines at each tee box or the beginning of golf holes. The golf balls being dispensed will be refurbished and refinished balls that are found throughout the course in bushes, ponds, and etc. These balls will be sold anywhere from 50 cents to $1. Not only does this make it extremely convenient and cost efficient to get another golf ball after you hit a bad shot and lose it, but it will also allow courses to reduce the amount of plastic golf balls that are slowly decomposing and giving off pollution. They will do this by collecting golf balls and reusing them, providing an affordable and environmentally friendly option for golf balls.
Our final idea is a furniture rental service, and renting furniture is a solution for apartment and house renters. The company is perfect for college students and other short-term leases. Renting furniture is a cheaper option than buying it. With a service like this, you can return the furniture when you're done, or you can extend your lease. The idea that I came up with, or how I came up with this idea, was I created like a solutions and problems list where every day if I would run into a problem, I would write it down on my problems list, and then I would think of a solution or something that reminded me of a problem. So when I was moving in, I remember all of my roommates had to pull together furniture, and then we're gonna have to either get rid of it when we're done or take it with us to the next place that we move. And so this is so that you can get matching furniture and you don't have to carry it with you wherever.
So here are some of the other ideas we came up with that didn't quite make the final cut. Some of those can be a wireless charging backpack. We could also have a gas price app or a VR athletic experience. So some of the lessons we learned while having this discussion is that it's not easy to come up with ideas, let alone great ideas. We found that our best ideas came from problems relevant to our lives and the lives of the people in our community. If you want to take this back to some of the ideas we came up with, obviously the parking at the U is with people in our community, and a lot of Utah residents love to ski. And so the ski lift or the ski carpool idea connected back to that. We also found that it's important to focus on things you're passionate about and knowledgeable about. This kind of came back to the article called How to Get Started Ideas. If once you find something that you know a lot about and you're really passionate about, we found that those ideas are easier to come to life. Another thing we found, that discussion within a group can add to ideas when they are seeing different perspectives through other people's viewpoints. That kind of comes back to the groupthink article. When people are allowed to critique ideas in a group setting, not only just present an idea and everybody thinks it's awesome. Once you can actually find the cons and the pros of a idea, and a lot of times in a group, other people can add to that idea and make it even better. We also found that some ideas were unrealistic, but they are ideal if possible. This emphasized the importance of timing for startup ideas. We also found that if a person is feeling the need, most likely that other people are feeling the same way. This kind of connected back to the Last Lean Startup article. Also kind of goes back to finding problems that are relevant to the lives of people in our community. Lastly, ideas that we decided on were both possible to produce in real life. They're possible to be tested, and they're important to each member of the group.